Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Job Search Coaching. I have Dean as my
Hey,
guest,
how's it going, everyone?
which I just realized I didn't do the banner here. So today's segment's all about job search coaching. I'm going to get the banner going in a second. We are here, so it's end of the week, job search coaching. I have Dean with me, who's a recruiter. We are here to help as many people as possible. We understand pandemic has created a lot of uncertainty, challenges for people. Everybody, every day I'm seeing all these posts on LinkedIn. 6 months have gone by, people are still out of a job, and a lot of people have not pivoted in the job search. With COVID, just like how companies needed to pivot, you as individual need to pivot your job search. So what was working before this pandemic is no longer working. It's just not working. And the reason behind that is multiple reasons. The biggest reason is there's tons of candidates looking for jobs. So the competition is really, really high. Therefore, when competition's high, traditional job search methods are not going to work. If you're just going to sit behind a computer and apply to jobs and then cross your fingers and praying that you'll get an interview, it's not going to happen. And I've been seeing a lot of posts on LinkedIn about this. It's been 6 months or 7 months. So Dean's here. We also have some good news that we are launching the third batch for bootcamp for IT professionals, and there's two separate boot camps that are going to start together. So November 18, we're going to have two boot camps that are launching. It's the last batch for the year. So I have Dean, who's partnering up with me for the IT one. So tons of people were asking me when's the next IT boot camp starting for Land a Job. Well, it's here and it's starting November 18. So Dean is going to be teaching that program alongside with myself. And then for all non-IT professionals, there's boot camp for that too. And it's starting on the same date, November 18. So two separate batches are going to start. And we're excited about this because we had a great turnout when we ran the last two batches. So excited to bring this back. So Dean, let's start with you. Are you excited about this bootcamp?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we had a great experience and a lot of great knowledge that we acquired. I think from the last two IT focused boot camps. So really excited that this one's going to be more well refined, and we're going to be offering so much great knowledge and strategies, actionable stuff for IT professionals out there. So from my background, working in IT recruitment for 8+ years, 100% in the staffing agency part of the industry, and only for IT. What I'll be bringing in is my knowledge dealing with IT professionals from the standpoint of a recruiter, someone who's recruited on a variety of different types of organizations, right? So definitely interested, very, very excited for bringing in my perspective, partnering up with you, Gurpreet, and bringing such a great program, which you have created, that we'll be delivering to these students.
Okay, so guys, if you have been struggling, so I want to point out some couple of things here. We know it's pandemic. We know people are struggling more than ever when it comes to job searching. You have a choice. You can either continue to struggle month after month after month, or you can end that by hiring us to be your coaches. And that would definitely help you land a job faster. Second, if you want to land a job, say in 30 days or 60 days or less, you have to have a strategy. You have to have a game plan. Then you need to know how to execute the strategy, right? Execution. Tons of people may have an idea or game plan, but then if you're not going to execute it, you're not going to get results. Also, when you execute it, you're going to hit obstacles in the way, the challenges, because there's no bulletproof strategy out there. You gotta pivot, right? As you execute, you're gonna have to pivot because you're analyzing, well, hey, is this working? No, let me change this, let me change here, right? And when you pivot each step of the way is when you're gonna start seeing results, right? But what's happening is tons of people are just sitting behind a computer applying to jobs online, and then they're not getting interviews because you're not the only one applying to jobs, right? there's tons of people applying to jobs more than ever because of the pandemic. So many people have either lost their jobs, got laid off, and this has created what we call it is employer's market. So Dean, you being on a recruiter side, what happens when, let's talk about first the employer's market. I think a lot of people don't understand what it means by employer's market. And as a recruiter, have you seen the shifts between employer's market, candidate market, back to employer's market, then it's back? Like, we know this shift happens all the time, but I think you can shed better light being a recruiter, how many times these shift happens, and then how people should be navigating these shifts.
Yeah, sure thing. So this dance, I look at it like almost like a dance, because it's always happening either an employer's market or a candidate market. So what we're talking about, folks, when Gurpreet is saying employer's market, what this means is right now, because there is an increase in available talent on the market. So there's more candidates right now in abundance on the market, competing over fewer job opportunities out there. So what that means is the leverage, the purchasing power and all of that, it's shifted towards the employers, where the employers are seeing so much available talent on the market, so they get to be more picky. They get to make certain, you might notice, more ghosting on the employer side now versus where, before it was more so on the candidate side. So kind of the market has shifted towards the employer having an abundance of available talent on the market. Now, what does this mean for you as the candidate? So most of you actually who are tuning in, let us know in the comments, like, what avenues are you using? I'm guessing most of you are applying online for your jobs, right? Now, on average, even before this pandemic went into place, and you probably heard this statistic, for most job postings out there, on average, every job posting gets around 250 applications, right? And that was before the pandemic. So, I haven't seen any statistics for what's happening right now. So it could be more. Well into, even more than that. So you're competing, you're competing with these 250 plus applications. And of those 250 plus applications, the recruiter, the hiring manager, whoever's actually reviewing these applications, they're not going to be looking at all 250 applications, folks. Like, it's not going to happen. What is going to happen is that they're going to single out maybe 10 candidates of that pool, and they're going to reach out to those 10 candidates. And of those 10, maybe 4 or 5 will be actually presented for the role. So do the math, folks. What are your chances of being selected if you're only depending on applying online? What are your chances of being selected from a list of 250 down to being one of those 4 or 5 who's being presented? And even then, are you handling the interviews correctly? Are you strategically handling those conversations? Are you positioning yourself in the right way? Because if you're not, then even if you are one of those 4 or 5, there's no guarantee that's going to amount to anything. So again, because of this abundance of so much talent on the market, this is why it's being called an employer's market, folks. And this is why you don't want to be focusing only on applying online, and why a lot of you are struggling in your job search.
That's a great point. And also, a lot of people, from my understanding, is why a lot of people are struggling is everyone's doing the traditional job search method, which is look for jobs online. You use Google, job boards, and then you apply to jobs. So how many candidates are applying to jobs? That would, depends. It depends on the role. You will see some roles that are really hot. They could get more than 500 plus applicants. Some roles, maybe not that hot, and they can get less. I've seen it. It just depends. Like, well, on my end, when I'm recruiting, I've seen the applicants come in. Honestly, it just depends on the role and where the role is positioned, and then how much money you're spending and which channels you're using to promote or post the job posting. So what's happening is, but the other factor is companies, the biggest factor, even if we remove the pandemic out of it, the biggest challenge, the obstacle the job seekers are facing is technology. Companies are using applicant tracking systems. Companies are using AI, artificial intelligence. When companies start using gadgets, technology, it's there to help the end user, being us, you, me, talent acquisition specialists, make our lives easier, right? There are friends, mine and yours, they're not candidates' friends. They're not there to make candidates' life easier, right? Because it's to make our life easier, and we're using the systems. So the workflow.
Yeah.
It makes the workflow efficient for us, easier. We're taking out the manual labor and automating the recruitment process. So it becomes it's a system designed for us, me and you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not designed for candidates, and I think that's where the miscommunication is with the candidates. Candidates don't understand that the ATS or artificial intelligence isn't designed for them. It's not designed based on their needs. It's designed on the end user's need, and the end user is the company.
Yeah.
So when we mix technology and these gadgets in the mix, it's not perfect, but it's still there to do a job, to remove the manual labor required for a human person to do it. And you got the machines doing it, the system's doing it for you. It just makes our life easier, right? So we're not complaining. Are you complaining, Dean, about using ATS?
Not at all. Not at all. And you made such a great point, Gurpreet, right? I mean, folks, like the ATS was not built with the job seeker in mind. Just like Gurpreet's saying, the ATS was built with the recruiter in mind or the HR person in mind. So this is very important for you, all of you, to understand.
I think a lot of people don't understand this part, and I've been seeing it for years, where candidates, individuals are complaining on LinkedIn. I've seen these posts on LinkedIn, humanize the recruitment process. But it's like, how is the recruitment process not humanized? Just because you're choosing to apply to jobs online doesn't mean the recruitment process is broken or it needs to be humanized. In some aspect, yes, there's always improvements needed in every process and systems, right? But that's just 20% of the jobs. You're chasing 20% of the jobs. I've been saying this for months and months and months and years, that you are chasing the small piece of pie, but the big piece of pie, that's where you don't even have to worry about ATS, AI, or any type of technology. You don't even need a resume. You don't even have to worry about how your resume looks like. Nothing, because this is the hidden job market. In the hidden job market, it's not that it's hidden. It's just the jobs are not posted. They're not like advertised. But this market is where the success happens. But also what people fail to understand is this big piece of the pie, the hidden job market, 80% of the roles that exist in this piece of the big pie is also where the high-paying jobs are. High-paying jobs are not, like, I'm not saying 100% that all high-paying jobs don't exist on job boards, but chances of high-paying jobs being advertised on a job board are very less.
Yeah.
Very, very less. So as a recruiter, what's your understanding? Have you ever come across this where high-paying jobs are posted, a company posting it?
Yeah. So so let me share with you some recruiter insider information right now. Actually, as a recruiter, one of the last things we actually do is actually post the job. So listen to what I'm saying, folks. As a recruiter, I can confirm this for you. And I worked at a few agencies, and the last thing that we do in order to get that top talent for the high-paying jobs is posting online. And the reason for that is simply for the fact that job postings are the most public platform available for people to easily see these jobs and apply for them. Now, what does that mean? What does that result in is, just like I mentioned before, 250 plus applications. Now, no way in heck any recruiter is going to spend time going through 250 applications. So what happens? That means that, when it's so public, there's going to be a whole bunch of applications coming in that are not even relevant for the position. Like, people are just going to be randomly applying. And most of those applications from the recruiter standpoint is going to be like low quality. Now, when I say low quality, I'm not offending anyone out there. I'm just saying low quality in the sense of these are the requirements for the roles, and these are the types of candidates that are applying. The fit is not that strong. So that's why, even from a recruiter standpoint, like, posting online is like the last thing that we do. And it's only something that we do because our manager says, hey, we paid money for this job board. You guys are not using this, and blah, 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 all that stuff. That's the only reason why in most cases we even post on the public, these public job postings, or for pipelining, right? Pipelining and getting in touch with future candidates we can present.
I was going to say, build your talent pool.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just like you're saying, Gurpreet, to get the top paying, high paying, for the high paying jobs, like we usually utilize other avenues, like, job postings, and posting online is like one of the last places that we look for. But we always use those other avenues, like building relationships with people one-on-one, through networking, and all these various aspects that all of you folks need to be thinking about when you're thinking about formulating your job search strategy. So absolutely, Gurpreet, completely agree with you. The high paying jobs, only a small minority of them you're actually going to be finding online. And even if you do, chances are they're going to be looking elsewhere. The recruiter is going to be using their other avenues to find people versus focusing only on the online applications.
Mm-hmm. So is it fair to say that you said that, you don't post jobs online on job boards? How do you then go get these candidates? And stats show that 90% of recruiters actually use LinkedIn to go source and go find these talents. Absolutely. So what do? What tool are you using?
Yeah, so definitely using LinkedIn. And the other thing is, and look, this is another thing that a lot of people don't think about, is you're not just competing, folks, with active job seekers, right? As a recruiter, one of my favorite market segments to go after is the passive candidate market. The passive candidate market represents 70+% of, I think it's like 65 or 75+% of the job market, right? So you're actually not just competing against people that are unemployed. You're competing against people that are employed as well. And that's where we utilize LinkedIn, right? Because it's such a great platform where we can access people that are not just looking for work, right? But pretty much a much larger pool of talent and people who are actively currently working, that we can have those conversations with and see how we can find people. And of course, outside of that, as recruiters, we do build relationships with certain candidates that we know have a track record of success. So those are usually the people on the top of the list as well. But that's kind of the realistic outlook in terms of how recruiters approach their search in terms of where they're looking. So keep that in mind, right? LinkedIn, definitely a place. So if you're not optimized for LinkedIn, if you're not handling your LinkedIn presence properly, and if you're thinking you're only competing against the unemployed, you're in for a big surprise, folks. You are competing against people who are currently employed as well.
So now let's dive into LinkedIn. I think a lot of people don't know how to use LinkedIn. So I'm actually going to do one solid favor here and help people create a LinkedIn profile that's search engine optimized friendly. So this gentleman here is saying LinkedIn is still an online platform. Yes, it's an online platform, but it's not a job board. So let's not confuse the two things that we're saying. LinkedIn is a way to get discovered for you. LinkedIn is a networking platform. Before anything, that's the number one reason LinkedIn exists. That was the number one reason why LinkedIn even started, and it's why it was created. It's a networking platform that has grown into much more now, and job boards is an available tool for companies to post and advertise their jobs. The beauty behind LinkedIn isn't the job boards, isn't the advertised jobs. So let's not confuse the two. Yeah. And actually understand what we're saying. We're telling you, when you're applying to jobs online, LinkedIn is not a job board. Yes, there's a section for job boards, postings, companies can utilize it. But LinkedIn is where you can get discovered without you lifting a finger. And there's a way to get discovered. Dean just said 90%. Dean just said that he uses LinkedIn to find the candidates he's looking for. Data shows that 90% of recruiters, HR and talent acquisition specialists use LinkedIn to find the candidates they're looking for. It's another way to tap into the hidden job market that we're talking about. You don't have to chase companies for jobs. Jobs can come to you. Companies can chase you. And that's the power of LinkedIn. That is one of the power that LinkedIn has. But it all comes down to your profile. Are companies reaching out to you? Can they find you? Can they find you? So one method, I'm going to give one method out that we use in our bootcamp, is you have to make your LinkedIn profile SEO friendly. It has to be search engine optimization. And now, how do you do this? How do you make your profile search engine optimized friendly? There are so many ways, but today I'll show you one way. we go over tons of ways how to make your profile search engine optimized so that when recruiters and HR and talent acquisitions are looking for you, they come across you're like one of the profiles that pop up right away. So one way, okay, I hope everybody has a pen and paper handy to write.
Take notes, folks. Yeah.
The one way, okay, there's more. It is just, I want to clear out here. Just because you do this one way doesn't mean it's the bulletproof way. This is one way. We teach multiple layers on how to bulletproof your LinkedIn profile to be SEO friendly. So I'm going to share one tip that you guys can implement this very moment to help your rankings on LinkedIn, to help your profile become somewhat SEO friendly. The one way to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is SEO friendly is to use your headline as listing your expertise. Remove looking for a job. Remove the company you work for. Remove anything that doesn't list your top expertise. The headline is a great space to actually showcase what you do. So if you are a job seeker looking for a job, your headline, that small space that's provided right underneath your name. Maybe I should do a demo here so people understand what I'm saying. Let me do a screen share quickly. Screen share. No. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, guys. I hope everyone can see it. This is headline. This space right here is called headline. Okay, this is one place where you can help yourself and make your LinkedIn profile SEO friendly. So list your expertise, not the company you work for, not you're looking for a job opportunity, not open to new opportunities. No, remove all that stuff and list your expertise, your top 5, 6, max out the space. Max it out. It gives you, I don't know how many characters that you can use to fill out the space, but use it in a way for keywords. Use it as keywords. What are some of the keywords in your industry that someone will use to search for you? Okay, so if I'm looking for like a digital marketing specialist, write digital marketing. If you're social media, if I want someone with social media expertise, social media, Google Analytics, right? HR, culture, employer branding, depending on who you are and what field you are in, that's where you make the headline SEO. It's one of the best ways to make your profile SEO. This is one method. There's tons of methods, and we teach in our bootcamp program how to make your LinkedIn profile SEO friendly. And there's tons of layers. So this is one way. If you want to learn how to bulletproof your LinkedIn profile so that you are being like you come into, Google ranks the first page, right? Yeah. That's what I mean by SEO. And that's how LinkedIn works too. If you can build an SEO into your LinkedIn profile, guess what's going to happen when someone's searching? The first page, you're going to pop on the first page, not on the 5th or 6th or 10th page. Because what happens when you're searching for candidates, how many pages are you going to go into?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great, maybe like 1 or 2, like maybe 2 or 3 pages max, maybe.
Yeah, you will only continue if you haven't found what you're looking for,
exactly.
right? Within the first 2-3 pages.
Yeah.
Chances are you're probably going to find somebody within the 1 to 3 pages of the search engine, right? So guys, that's one way. It's one way, okay? It's not 100% bulletproof way, but it's one way. We teach multiple ways in the bootcamp program that's starting November 18. Yash is dropping the link in the chat. Register. You can set up a discovery call with us. Happy to go over details. So there's an IT bootcamp that's starting on November 18, and then there's one for all non-IT. So what's so special between these two programs is IT one is dedicated just for IT professionals. You can be any type of IT person, Java, developer, business analyst, project manager, anything to do with IT. you can sign up for that program. We've helped people land jobs. Our goal is to get people in their dream jobs less than 60 days. We've helped people get jobs 45 days, 30 days, less than 60 days. Now, the key here is the success. We also want to give you the right information as well, like success rate, the success of you landing a job by the end of the program. I'll be very honest, and Dean can also shed some light on this, isn't dependent on us, to be honest. We are there, we're your coaches, but you got to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, the biggest challenge in this program, to be very honest, is the fact that it's a transformation. You will be doing things that you've never done before because you only know one way of job searching, and we're going to teach you bulletproof ways to land high-paying jobs, land a job in 30 to 60 days. Also, the last layer of this program is long-term strategies. We're not in it for, one-hit wonder. You take our program and that's it. Our goal in this program is to also set your career up for success for life. The strategies we teach you, I'm going to give you a brief outline about this program. We're going to teach you, how to define your unique value proposition. What is unique about you? Here's what's unique about all of us is our brains. Our brain is our superpower. It's a powerhouse. And this is where companies make money from, is our brains, right? So if a company is going to benefit from your brain, shouldn't you get the piece of the pie from the profits? If you can make companies money, shouldn't you then get something and put it back in your pocket? Until you don't know what your superpower is, what that power that you're sitting on, that's why people struggle in landing high-paying jobs, right? So you need to first identify what is that your unique selling point. We go over pain points because that's how hiring managers make decisions. So we have a whole class on how to identify pain points, and we walk you through how hiring managers make decisions. Sales, because the entire job search process is sales. You're selling, right? You're selling to a buyer. The buyer is an employer. But then you can't sell if you don't know why the buyer should invest in you. Why should a buyer buy with you? Why they should go with you and not know your competitors? Who is your competitors? Are you aware who you're competing with? Have you done homework on your competition? And that's where a lot of people struggle too. Actually, people don't even think about doing this. People don't even think of researching competition. You need to know your competition. That's one of the things I've learned as an entrepreneur is every business out there has to be aware and always studying their competition because you want to be ahead of the game. Personal branding is another component, a part of this program, because branding is such a powerful tool that a lot of people are not tapping into. Branding isn't just for companies anymore. Branding is your power of creating a demand for yourself, your set skills, your capabilities, which is your unique brain, and then asking for money, more money than you are making right now. And that's the power of brand. When you are not building your personal brand and you're not leveraging your brand, you are leaving money on the table. I was taking this masterclass yesterday and from this brand specialist, and she's put it the best way. If you cannot communicate your why and the what, it's not the what. If you can't communicate your why and the how, you're leaving money on the table. It's not the what that people buy into. It's why. Why you're doing something. What is your passion, right? Why and your passion, that's what people buy. And when you don't communicate your why and your passion, you're leaving money on the table. And it made so much sense. You're leaving so much money on the table by just communicating the what you do. It isn't about what you do. It's about why you do it, how you do it, and what's your passion behind, the reason behind your why. So we teach personal branding because it's one of the most powerful tools available right now to every single one of us to leverage, to grow our careers and make more money. We spend we also do market. We go over marketing campaigns, how to put a marketing campaign strategy together, how to tap into the hidden job market. There's like 7-8 strategies just on tapping into the hidden job market. How to write a resume, how to write a cover letter, how to create pitch decks. So there's a couple of pitch decks we teach you how to create and we teach you when and how to use these pitch decks, how to reach out to individuals on LinkedIn, how to network. And when I say network, I'm not talking about going asking for a job. I mean friends. No, people think of networking as, let me go ask this person I'm looking for.
That's not networking.
That's not networking. So our program starts November 18, and we're not here to say, hey, it's bulletproof. There will be obstacles and challenges, but that's why we have tutor time. In tutor time, we will review all of your work. We will troubleshoot all your problems as they come and arise. We're your partners in your job search. You're not alone. You don't have to be alone in your job search. You can be working with both of us, two experts. One's a recruiter, one's HR, and we're also job search coaches. So there's 3 things happening here. Plus, we have a sales coach that teaches all about selling, right? So then we have another individual that talks about LinkedIn content. So we're also leveraging some industry experts who've designed classes from sales aspect and content writing. So tons of things come in this program. The biggest thing is you're not in it alone. You don't have to struggle in your job search anymore. You can be in your dream before the Christmas holidays. Today you can change your life. You can stop your struggles in your job search and join our program that's starting November 18. And I will guarantee you one thing. Actually, both of us will guarantee one thing. You will never leave the program the same way you came in. You'll be totally transformed for the best. And that's happening November 14th. Dean, you have anything to add? Can't even talk now. And in 5 minutes, we're going to open up the Q&A. So get your questions ready. We'll answer them. So Dean, you have anything to add on?
Yeah, so folks, in this program, as Gurpreet said, you will be made to get outside of your comfort zone, right? We're going to be teaching things that are going to come across to you as very unorthodox and outside of the box kind of thinking. So the degree to which you are successful in this program is the degree to which you apply what's being taught, right? And Gurpreet mentioned this earlier as well. It's not just about what you learn and all that stuff. It's all about execution as well. So if you at your end have some mental blocks preventing you from executing on what's being taught and you're not committed to the program, that's where you're going to face problems. That's where you're going to face challenges. And there's 2 of us here to help all of you out in this program. And if you're not taking advantage of that as well, that can prevent you from moving forward in applying what's being taught in the program. So it's about coming in with an open mind, right? Number 2 is it will involve some deprogramming. You might have to deprogram some bad habits you might currently be implementing into your job search, correcting what you're doing, learning new strategies, new skills, and looking at the job search in such a different way that's going to make you stand out, stand out amongst the crowd, bypass all of these 250 applications for every job posting scenario situation that you're all of you currently are utilizing in your search. And instead taking a much more diverse, multi-pronged approach to your job search, whereby you're seen as an expert in your space and you're seen as a high-value candidate for the positions that interest you, right? And that's the way you need to position yourself, and that's what we want to help all the students in our program achieve. And again, you have to come in with an open mind. You have to be willing to forget about some of the bad habits you might already have, and relearn some of the new stuff that we'll be teaching. And then finally, executing on it. Execution is very important, folks. You have to execute exactly what we're going to be teaching you in the program, and that's going to get you results. And this is not just 2 people randomly talking about some new stuff we read in a book. I've been working in IT recruitment for 8+ years. Gurpreet has been working as an HR professional for 15 years. So this is based on real stuff that happens on the other side of the table, right? So we're able to provide that insider's look from the other side of the table to help. I think I got disconnected there, but
I was playing around with something.
No worries. No worries. So that's where okay. I think she put herself out.
No, I got it. I was
Okay,
using.
okay. But that's what we're going to be bringing to the table, folks. Right? You're going to be getting an insider's look from the other side of the recruiting table, the other side of the hiring table. That's where myself and Gurpreet's perspective come into play and help you with figuring out, hey, what's your situation? What are you doing wrong? What can you adjust? And then implementing and executing on that. So it's not just a matter of, hey, okay, what you need to do. It's not just about what you need to do, but also how you need to do it as well. Simply the fact that you know a certain action needs to be taken place is not enough. You need to know how to perform that action as well, and you need to perform that action correctly as well, right? So a very extensive program. We're going to guide you through end to end, from how to handle your job search and fix your own personal situation, and it all depends on your commitment and your ability to execute on what's being taught.
Okay, perfect. So guys, Q&A is open now. So I'm going to start going through the questions, and I will click on your name and the question will pop up on the screen. Okay, so Harpreet, how about person who has no experience starting from scratch? What is the best field looking for a job with good salary? How you guys can help without any experience of any industry, side by side, looking for good paying jobs? Thanks. Okay, so how do we help? Dean?
Yeah, so Harpreet, first and foremost, Harpreet, like, you have to figure out, okay, I mean, what is your target? What is your goal? That's actually one of the first things that we're going to be doing on this program, is helping all of you figure out what's the target, what's the end goal, where does Harpreet see himself in the short term versus the long term. That is the first most important thing, Harpreet, which will allow us to guide you through how to position yourself within those industries, right? Now, one tip I can give you, if you're someone with no experience, is create your own experience, right? There's volunteer opportunities out there. There's opportunities maybe for you to create your own portfolio of, I don't know what your background is, Harpreet. For example, if you're a developer, start coding your own stuff, start coding your own applications, so you can actually show you have that practical knowledge and experience. But again, Harpreet, I would suggest that you get clear on what you want. Like you mentioned, you're looking for the best field for the job with the best salary. So I get that. I understand where you're coming from. But don't let that be your only motivation. Like, you have to have a clear picture on what your why is, right? Gurpreet spoke about your why, right? If you don't know your why, then you're leaving money on the table. So figure that out first, Harpreet. And then how we're going to help you is help you hone in on what that target is, so you can position yourself. And hope those brief tips help. But yeah, Gurpreet, any additional thoughts on that?
I just want to add on. It isn't about, okay, let me go in this field because this field has more money. This is the one common mistake a lot of people make, is they start chasing money or fields that they think they can make more money. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying for you to go chase fields or jobs that will make you more money. That's the wrong approach. That's definitely the wrong approach. Success comes when you chase your passion. First, identify what is your passion. Life's too short to be just chasing money. I don't know. For me, life's too short. I want to make an impact. I want to be pursuing my passion, which I am. Here we are, me and Dean. What's your passion? Success, money will come if you are living to your true potentials. If you are following your passion, if you are every day making an impact, that's where success happens. Success doesn't happen overnight. You may see someone successful and think it'll happen overnight, but you weren't there throughout their entire journey. You guys didn't know me until today, or maybe a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago, right? You don't know my journey. I'm not became successful in my business overnight. It took a lot of countless, sleepless, hungry nights. Don't even know where the next paycheck was going to come from me to put food on the table, how I was going to pay my rent, my bills. That went on for months. But I was still willing to do what I need to do to pursue my passion, my dream. And I'm in nature, I can tell you straight up, I wasn't chasing money. If I was chasing money, I would be in IT. IT degree. Every time I recruited for IT, I used to be like, oh man, I made a bad choice. It's a joke. I laugh about it. And today I'll openly share this. I didn't go into IT, hence I make that side joke that, oh my God, I picked the wrong path because I have an IT degree. I could have be making so much more money. But I'm glad I'm in HR. It's my passion. This is why I've been in it for 15 plus years. It's my true passion. When you are living your true passion every single day, the job doesn't become a job. You can learn to make money. Guys, money isn't about jobs or what field you're in. Money, you can ask for a lot of money. The best way to do that is brand building. Build your personal brand. You are already a brand. You as an individual are already a brand. What do you stand for? What are your values? What impact do you make on people? That is your brand. We are just teaching you how to use that to your advantage. And you're not, I don't like the term job seeker. You're not a seeker. You are a solution provider. You are a solution provider, and somebody out there needs your solutions because companies have problems. If you can solve their problems, you're a solution provider. Every company out there is looking for a solution provider, and that's how you get hired. Now, how do you make more money? It's all about communication, how you market yourself, how you sell yourself, how you position yourself, and in the end of the day, what you can do. The ROI, company's gonna pay you X amount of money, but what are they getting? That's where the communication needs to come in, right? When you can communicate clearly the value you bring on the table, and guess what, guys? The value you bring to the table isn't your degrees or your certifications or the number of years experience you have. The biggest number one value you bring to the table is this, your brain. This is what's unique to all of us. And this is where a lot of people are not sitting and thinking, well, what's my uniqueness? Your uniqueness is this, what your brain is capable of doing. So here, a prime example, here's me and Dean. He's a recruiter, I'm in HR. I've done recruitment, he does recruitment 100%. Do we, both of us, when it comes to recruitment, will we approach recruitment the same way? No. Will we have the same strategies? Maybe some overlap, 100% it's not going to be the same strategies. Do we both have the same brain? Just because we're doing recruitment doesn't mean our brain works the same way. Mm-hmm. That is your selling feature, is this. This is where companies make money from, is the brain. Why do you think companies need smart people? Why do you think companies need people, first of all, to grow their companies? But the biggest thing companies need is smart, capable, resourceful, creative innovators. Innovation is a big demand. If you are an innovator who can invent, you can, like pandemic, the biggest thing happened was overnight companies had to transition to virtual workspace, right? Now, how many people were either a creative individual in that situation, or how many of you guys can sit there if you're working? I want an honest answer. Just, you don't have to type your answer, but ask yourself, did you provide a solution to the problem, or were you just sitting there crying that, oh my God, Otto, what's going to happen to me? Oh my God, how's the company going to set me up remotely? Did any of you help your organization transition during the pandemic to a virtual workplace? Did you contribute? Did you come up with ideas, innovation? A lot of people want to claim that they're inventors and their innovations and all that stuff. Like, I'm an innovative person. But if you've never contributed to a solution to a problem, you've never come up with ideas and solutions, then I don't know how much of a innovator you are. Yeah. So your brain is a unique value here. Okay, next question. Just to clarify your model for supporting the potential prospects that you will be assisting to manipulate the automated process. So we don't help people manipulate the automated process. We teach you how to bypass the system and get into where 80% of the jobs are, which is the hidden job market. Yes, we also teach you how to tackle the 20%, which is the online job boards, but our entire goal and strategies are 80% focused on the hidden job market. 20% of the program focuses on tapping into the the visible jobs. D, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, like, and I'm not sure if I completely understand Mohammed's question, but yeah, I mean, basically that's what we do, right? In this program, we're showing you how to navigate things as they are. So, right, so Mohammed, we're not talking about how things should be or some fantasy world. We're talking about how the current system is, right? And again, the current system might not be very ideal for job seekers, and we totally get that. But what we're going to show you is based on our knowledge how you can navigate this existing system and how things currently are, so that you're better able to position yourself. So I guess in a sense, we are kind of teaching you how to manipulate the overall system, maybe to a certain degree. But that's what we're going to be teaching you is how do you navigate things as they are.
Yeah. What would you recommend? Salesforce versus ServiceNow certification?
Yeah, so I get these questions a lot, right? So Shravan, I mean, this depends entirely on you, right? I can't answer that question for you because first of all, what are your career goals? What are your aspirations? It all depends on that, right? So myself or Gurpreet or anyone else can't really advise you on that. You have to do your due diligence and your research. You got to first and foremost figure out what your goals are, right? Whether that's a short-term goal or a long-term goal, and then figure out what are the associated certifications or qualifications that you need to do or you need to take in order to get you where you want to be. So the first question I will be asking, you should be asking yourself, Shravan, is what is your goal, right? What is your short-term goal? What are your long-term goals? And then based on that, that should help you figure out whether you should be going with the Salesforce certification or the ServiceNow certification, or maybe even both, right? Whether it's the admin certification or developer certification. So again, Shravan, it's based entirely on what your goals are.
This goes back to what I was saying. You got to chase your passion.
Yeah.
Certifications, degrees, they don't make you money, guys. They do take your money. They do take your money, but that's not a bulletproof way of getting more money in your career. Look at all the successful entrepreneurs out there or anybody that's successful. They don't have a bunch of letters behind their names. They're using this. They're using their brain, their capabilities. You don't need to go get certifications to show that you're a great Salesforce admin or ServiceNow. There's tons of ways of learning these things. In the end of the day, can you solve a problem? Can you troubleshoot and solve the problem and fix the problem? And if you can do that, that trumps anything. Again, I love what Dean said. We can't make this decision for you. You got to do what's best for you and what is it that you want. Tons of people are so afraid to make decisions because you don't know what you want, but you want someone else to tell you what to do. But this is your career. You got to own it. You are in the driver's seat of your own career. Own it. Treat your career like you're an entrepreneur, like you're the CEO. You are the CEO of your career. It's about time that everybody start taking charge and control of their own careers. Okay, Gurpreet, if one has too many different expertise written in heading, okay, I'm going to assume this is for the headline, what impression it gives to a recruiter? Dean? I guess this is directed to you.
Yeah, I guess for both of us or whatever. Okay. Yeah, so Praneet, great question. Right now, this depends on what exactly you have listed in your heading, right? I mean, if it's totally like too many different types of positions, yeah, obviously that's gonna come across to me as someone who's uncertain about what their goals are and what they want to do with their career. For example, if in your heading it says, software developer, systems administrator, project manager, it's like everything in IT or a whole mix up of stuff, then yeah, that's gonna give me the impression that this person might not know what they want, or that they're in a desperate situation and they can't find themselves work or something like that. So yeah, I'm probably going to be thinking about, that's probably the impression that I'm going to get. Now, there are certain things, of course, you can do that are related, right? For example, if you put business analyst, scrum master, like, project manager or scrum master or something like that, then it's not much of an issue, right? Because recruiters are aware, at least recruiters who recruit in IT, that these are interrelated. Same thing with business analyst and scrum master as well. But it depends. But you don't want to spread yourself too thin, because again, that's going to come across as, hey, this person, do they even know what they want? Like, what exactly are they looking for? So definitely, Puneet, you want to hone in on those key things that you're looking for. Don't spread yourself too thin and go for each and every position out there. Like, you got to decide on what your goals are. Again, comes back to what Gurpreet was saying, right? What is your goal? What is your target? You have to figure that out first before you start even going into this headline stuff or any of this other stuff, right? Figure out what you want first and foremost.
Yeah, figure out what is your dream job. Before anybody out there begins your job search, the first thing you have to do is you have to sit there and think, do some soul searching on what is your dream job, what's going to make you happy. You know, we're human beings, we run on emotions, right? We crave we crave emotions, we crave good things in life. Excuse me. We are human beings, right? And when you have to go to work every single day in a job that doesn't make you happy, doesn't fulfill you, it doesn't like drive you that passion, what's going to happen? You're going to eventually like start getting demotivated. Your energy is going to start draining, and then eventually you're going to start calling in sick, and then eventually you're going to be either get terminated or you're going to go look for another job. So first, to have a successful job search process for yourself, first step you have to take is identify your target. Identify what is you want. Identify your dream job. What does it look like? So in the program, we teach you 3 different targets that you need to identify first. And one of them is your dream job. What does that look like? Don't write job titles. So everyone listening, here's your homework. I'll give you one homework to do. I don't want you guys to write job titles. I want you to write what type of responsibilities you would want to have in the job. The next job you're looking for, really identify, really to the core, to the T, to what do you want to do? What type of projects you want to be involved in? What type of responsibilities do you want to have under your belt? A growth opportunity you're looking for, the emotions and feelings. How do you want to feel when you're doing this job? Really outline it to the core. Don't stay on the fluff. And don't write titles. Titles honestly mean nothing because a lot of companies use a lot of sometimes funny made up titles because they want to be hip and cool. It means nothing. It means nothing. Titles really don't mean anything, but really define the responsibilities that you want to be in charge of. What do you want to lead? What type of projects you want to lead, right? Really identify these skills first, these responsibilities, what you want to be doing every single day. This is why I say don't stay on the fluff because you're going to be doing this job day after day, right? Day in and day out, you're going to be continuously doing this job. So identify what you want to be doing. Like, for example, and Dean can recall this conversation, I can't do the same one thing 8 hours every single day. Like Dean can recruit 8 hours. I can't recruit 8 hours every single day for 5, 6 or a whole year. I just can't. I go crazy. I will go mental. I lose focus. I become demotivated. I need different tasks to be done throughout my day. So I want to be doing different things. I want to be maybe 2 hours doing X, 2 hours doing this, next hour being doing this. So I like variety in my work. So don't only just identify what you want, also identify the things you don't like. Like I know what I don't want to do. I can't do the same thing every single day. I will get bored. That is me. Dean can do that because he loves recruitment. I don't love recruitment 100% to be doing it 100%.
Yeah.
Responsibility. I love it, but not 100% love it to the point where I can do it 100% as my career. I love what I do. I love that I have pieces, recruitment, performance, culture, employer branding, strategies. Like I love doing that. So identify, that's your homework. Before you begin your job search, you need to do this homework, do some soul searching. And lastly, I can give you guys the biggest tip, affirmations, law of attraction, manifesting, and affirmations. These 3 things will change everything for you. And this also I teach in the program.
Yeah, that's right.
I also teach this in the bootcamp program. The bootcamp program is honestly more than what it meets the eye. We do wear different hats. We share our own journeys and strategies. And one of the things I do really openly share about in the bootcamp program, and I teach some strategies, manifestations, affirmations. I've actually made one of my classes go through affirmations with me to bring the vibration of your energy to uplift yourself. Because when you are feeling low energy, you're going to stay low and you're going to attract low energy. When you start to increase your vibration, you will start attracting exactly what you want. So half the battle is your mind, half the battle is going after what you want and the vibration and all that stuff. And then that's where the strategies come in. So that's a side note. If you really want to supercharge your job search, affirmations, manifesting, and law of attraction will really, really work for you. Next question. Which is the best site for job seekers? I don't believe in job sites, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say the same thing, right? And this goes back to what I was kind of saying before. Like job postings is like one of the last thing that recruiters do. But I mean, in terms of best job site for job seekers, hey, use all of them. If you want to depend on job sites, just use all of them. But never depend only on job search sites, Neha, right? That's my advice to you. And again, that's what we teach our clients in this program as well. So if you're going to use job sites, use all of them, folks. There's no best job site. Maybe, I mean, there might be some that are more popular than others. So like Indeed or what's the other one? Monster or something like that.
Monster, yeah.
But do not depend on them. Also LinkedIn, of course, like at least the LinkedIn jobs part of it. But don't depend solely on job sites, Neha, right? So that's my 2 cents on the job sites.
I would say Google search. Type in the title you're looking for would be your best bet. Again, just keep in mind that when you're doing online searches and looking for like job sites and stuff, just remember that that's just the 20% of available jobs. 80% of all available jobs, you will not see a physical posting of it. You will not see a visible job posting. Here's a tip and strategy. If you're going to use, you should leverage job boards to post your resume, because recruiters, HR companies sometimes will not buy a package, but they will buy a package from these job boards to have access to the resume database.
Yeah.
I've paid for you just to have access to the resume database, but I've never used it to post a job. So then that's another way of recruiters, talent acquisition, and HR professionals who do recruitment is another way for them to get database, right? Pipeline. We have a database to go find what we're looking for. A lot of people do like going and finding what they're looking for, because it is less time consuming than posting a job and then having, screen the resume and all that stuff. That's a lot of time and energy. 90% of the time, candidates don't even have the qualifications for what you're looking for. It's easier and cheaper to just go and get the candidate you're looking for. And so that is one purpose I would say use the job site for, is make sure you have up-to-date profile and your resume on these job boards, because recruiters and HR and talent acquisitions on the back end will search these resume database. Okay, I've just finished my mat leave and now actively looking for a job. Should I even be mentioning mat leave on my resume or on LinkedIn profile? Definitely, you should. Dean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not sure how long you've been away, Zara, and I'm not sure what your field is. But yeah, you should probably mention. Yeah, I would agree with Gurpreet. You should probably mention that on your resume and your LinkedIn profile as well.
Especially if your job search strategy is to apply to jobs online, you're not there to explain the gap on your resume. So hence, you should write the gap, this to this, your mat leave. Now, here's a question back for you. You were on a mat leave. Were you working or you weren't working? Because if you were working when you went on a mat leave, technically, then you don't need to write anything. This should just be your current title. If you are not working right now, well, if you weren't in a job when you went on a mat leave, that's a different story. Then you need to write your mat leave, like from what year to what year. But if you went on a mat leave while you were in a physical job, then it's a leave. You don't need to say anything. You can just still use your current title, and then you can go back to your job.
Yep.
Which are the applicant tracking systems online portals that are being used by recruiters in Canada? There's tons of applicant tracking systems.
There's so many different ones, Amit. Now, Amit, I don't know if I feel like maybe, Amit, you're using the term ATS, but it seems like you might be referring to the actual job boards. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay.
So in that case, Amit, I mean, you know, the standard ones, right? Indeed, Monster, Workopolis, Career Builder, LinkedIn Jobs. Those are the standard ones that most agencies and corporate recruiters as well use. But again, like I mentioned before, and I'm glad that Gurpreet mentioned this as well. The most popular part of these types of sites is actually not the job posting part, but the actual like resume database part of it. So make sure that your resume is uploaded to these popular ones, right? So Indeed, Monster, Workopolis, Career Builder, LinkedIn Jobs. I don't think there's one where you can just post your resume, but that's probably the most important part of these different systems.
But LinkedIn, it's your profile.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so is the open to work taken positively or negatively by recruiters and potential hiring managers?
Yeah, so my take on this, Adit, and that's a pretty. I mean, a lot of people ask this question as well. My take on this is the fact that you're putting open to work. It's just irrelevant, actually. Like it's I wouldn't see it as positive or negative or anything like that. It's just irrelevant because companies and organizations, they don't care if you're looking for work or not. What they care about is, hey, can Adit help us with this thing we've got going on here for this position? Is he the right fit? Can he help us out? That's the main thing. So that's why a lot of you, and you know, even when Gurpreet was mentioning the headline section of your LinkedIn profile, and that's why she mentioned to take off your looking for new opportunities or open a new opportunities part, because it doesn't contribute anything. It doesn't speak about your value, and that's wasted real estate, right, on your space. A lot of you are putting that green thing. What is it? Open to work or something on your profile?
I don't like it.
I mean, it's worn out now, guys. Like everyone's using it now, and it doesn't stand out. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
And also on the brand benefit, it's kind of negative.
Yeah, exactly, right. So Adit, my viewpoint on this, Adit, is it's not that it's negative or positive. It's just irrelevant. Companies are not, just seeing that you're open to work is not going to make a company excited about you. What you bring to the table now, that's something that might be something to get excited about, right? So, that would be my suggestion to you, Adit.
So I have 2 points here. One will go back to sorry, I don't know why there was an echo. So I'm going to give 2 different points here. One is there's tons of companies, there's tons of recruiters or HR, whoever's recruiting. There's tons of hiring managers. There's tons of people out there that still believe the best candidates are passive candidates, meaning candidates that are not looking for a job, candidates who are already employed. It's
true.
Still
true.
Not a myth, but this is a belief that you can't change people's beliefs. So there are people out there that believe the best candidates are the ones that are already working. So when you use that open to work, you may give off a vibe to those group of people who believe the best candidates are employed and let's go get those ones. You're sending them a message that you're letting them know right off the bat you're employed and you're willing to switch, right? So hence why I said it goes against you. It's not definitely working for you. It's going against you. Second is, to me, as somebody who really believes in brand building, personal brand building, there's so much power in personal brand building that it goes against your brand. It goes against it's going against your personal brand. Because here's the thing, a lot of people will see it as, well, if you're so great, then why aren't you employed? Why hasn't someone picked you up yet? So longer that open to work green thing stays on your profile, the more negativity images are being formed of opinion about you from people that don't even know you. Hence, I don't like it. I don't know why LinkedIn introduced it. I don't like it. I think we're boxing people into categories. And I'm really big on brand building, guys. I'm really big on personal branding. If you know me, if you've been following me, then that should be pretty obvious. Both Dean and I have actually been really good at building our brands for ourselves, but I don't advertise on looking for clients. Like that's a given. I need clients.
Yeah.
But it's the truth though. I need clients. I let my work do the talking. I let my content do the talking. I let these lives do the talking for what I bring to the table. Same thing Dean's doing. He has his LinkedIn lives. He does 3 lives. He's better than me at times. He's so dedicated. I have not even have a schedule yet. But the thing is, let your work speak. Let your content speak. Build your brand. And I swear, next year I'm probably going to come out with a program that's all just about personal brand building, because I believe in the power of branding. I believe in personal branding. I believe every single one of us should have our own brand. And more than ever, next year, I'm going to be on a bigger mission. My biggest mission is to teach people how to land high-paying jobs and how to start earning more money. This is where I wish someone taught me early in my career. And this is why I do what I do, because I didn't have anyone teaching me these things. I had to learn all these things myself. And when I learned these things was when I became an entrepreneur, because I needed to build a brand, because no one's going to want to hire me as a consultant if I don't come with some, recognition from what I can do. And that's why I started these coaching programs, is because traditional way of job seeking is not working. It's not even about working. Why should you be a job seeker? Why? Instead, position yourself as a solution provider, as a consultant, as somebody that can, do this, whatever that core thing you can solve. Build that brand, build that demand for yourself, and get people to, then you can ask for money too, right? When you have a presence online and you have great brand building, people will not be afraid to pay you because they see it. Right? When you can see something, hence, okay, let's talk about brand building, for example. Why is someone willing to pay Apple for their products? I'm just going to use computers, for example. Why would you invest, and this is me, by the way, Apple person buying Apple laptops and computers. Why are you willing to invest X amount of money in buying an Apple laptop or Apple desktop when Acer costs $200, $300 to get the same laptop? I know why I buy it, right? So ask yourself, when you're buying things, next time you go buy something, ask yourself, why are you attracted to one brand and not to the other? I only buy Apple computer, not phone, but Apple computer, because it's worth the investment, because it lasts really long. I never have to worry about any virus, ever. Don't have to go buy second products to protect the virus, anything like that. When you buy Acer, you have to go then buy, you have to invest money in the spam and all that stuff, right? So that your computer doesn't get a virus. With Mac, I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. And my MacBook, I bought it 2010. I still have it, still works.
No way.
Though I've upgraded.
Yeah.
I've upgraded to my third one, but I'm on the Mac. I'm on the desktop now. So I have 3 now. I have 2 laptops that work and a desktop. But I paid $1,000 2010. 10 years later, still working. But I paid $10,000, right? That was the upfront investment. But look how long that 10-year, it's 10 years. You do the math. How much did I pay?
Yeah.
So stop thinking, even when a lot of people think like this, even when they're buying, it isn't about, what's the cheapest. It's all about, are you getting what you want out of it and your return on the investment? So hope that helps. It did help. Sounds good. Thanks. Okay. So we're going to end it on this note, guys. Our program starting. There's a bootcamp for Land Your Dream IT Job, which is starting on November 18. Dean and I are teaching that program. I also running a different bootcamp that I'm teaching solo, and that is for non-IT professionals. So HR, marketing, anybody that's not IT background, can take my bootcamp program that's starting November 18. Again, we have 2 other experts in the program. We're leveraging their expertise. They're teaching a one-off classes. So sign up. There's a value pack here. Yes, the program is $1,500. This goes back to my Mac. It's the investment, right? The investment will get you a huge return. Just one of my boot campers landed a $130K job, paid $1,500 to be in the program, but landed $130K. That's 6-figure, the first 6-figure job he's ever landed in his career. Just do the math. The program actually pays for itself, and the value is much more greater than $1,500. The time and investment that we make into this program, plus you get 1 year coaching from us, ongoing support. So sign up. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to Dean or myself, and we will be back next week with another live Q&A. So bring your questions next week to us. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Bye, everyone.